You know how everything is like, I just unwrapped a couple of frames for my degrees, and I just looked at them like, this tab's come. Why is a tab coming off on wood? And it turns out it's because it's not real wood. Like everything's all plastic and fake veneers nowadays. That's actually going to lead me into the topic I want to talk to you guys about: jealousy. Now, as a man, one of the things you're going to struggle with in life is jealousy. Love, money, attention, all of it comes down to jealousy. And I think a lot of us get so caught up in this idea that why can they have more but I can't? Like, think of the general premise of all these social constructs. Like, everyone else has it, therefore everyone else has to have it too. Everyone else has it, so why can't I have it? And you forget to think about, maybe it's not meant to be fair. Life is fair in the sense that you get what you put in. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get what you want out of life. If you put in the work, you may or may not get what you want out of life. You're going to learn skills, you're going to get everything that you probably want out of life, but it's not guaranteed. Now, today I want to talk to you a little bit about jealousy and how this is affecting your daily life in all the ways that you probably know of, and where is it coming in part. One of the most important lessons I had to learn as a husband and as a man is to let go and release jealousy. Now, I don't just mean in a relationship, but it's jealousy for your sake. A lot of the things that you worry and struggle about, work towards, is based on this idea of jealousy. I want to make more money because I'm jealous of what they have. I want to have more intimate relations because I'm jealous of what they had. I want to have a better six-pack because I'm jealous of all the guys who get attention from their six-pack when I was a kid and everyone was playing soccer and baseball and I was just a flabby, skinny kid who just couldn't figure out how to let go of the baby fat. Now I look back and I have the sickest six-pack of everyone from my middle school. Yeah. It's funny how life works out that way, right? Now, today I want to talk to you about jealousy in your relationship. Not just the relationship you have with others, the relationship you have with yourself. On Monday, I do a Mindful Monday mentoring, and it's kind of my way to give back something that I've learned that might help someone along the way. I'm Laurence. I'm the founder of Candle. We are a mindset and coaching experience that uses 11 plus years of my mental health care industry expertise, having worked in sales, in marketing, in healthcare itself. I don't lead with healthcare, mental health care, because I think people take it as like, oh, you work with crazy people. And it's like, well, we don't talk that way, but we don't talk that way. And I think everyone can use a little bit of help here and there based on what it is. Some people you get your help from YouTube, some people you get your help from TikTok, some people you get your help from Instagram. But I wanted to give this here because I've actually worked with men and women in their darkest pits to try and figure out what is it they wanted in life in order to move forward, how to treatment plan, how to goal set, how to do all these things. And this is something I wanted to give back to you guys. So think about jealousy. You probably work your job because someone was jealous and told you what to do. You work in your industry because someone said, you're going to make a lot more money here, so you should do this job, take this salary, work for these people because they're the ones who are going to pay you the most. You probably drive a car or want a car because it's like, oh, people like that car. People can look at me like, oh, he must be important if he drives a car like that. Or you used to drive a car that was all beat up and old and never worked, and when you went to go pick up your date, she didn't like it, so she decided to run back inside and go call up the high school quarterback. And now you think about it that way. Whenever you work out as a guy, you probably started working out because someone broke your heart. It's always a broken heart or a college scholarship. You're either training for a sport or someone broke your heart. Or as my coach says, either to get paid or to get laid. Whatever it is, I guarantee you're going to encounter jealousy in some form or fashion in your life. And I want you to think about it this way. What is the cost of that jealousy? What is it giving to you? What is it taking away from you? How much of your life have you given away to jealousy and the idea that you've given your life and your time and your energy and your resources to everyone else outside of you and not just you? This was probably the most game-changing realization I've had in my marriage, in my relationship with my wife. Because I think there comes a point where I've worked with men across different relationship cycles, like single, dating, long-term relationships, married, divorced and remarried, divorced and remarrying. And the number one thing that pops up for men is jealousy, and this idea that, well, if they did it, why can't I? Well, I can't get over it. And because as a man, you are finely tuned by evolution to seek solutions. You seek work. You seek something to do. That's why I'd never trust a man who can just be lazy all day. Like, it makes no sense to me how you as a person in general can just sit on your ass all day and just not do anything productive. So you as a finely tuned man, you fine human specimen, you're built to work. You want to create. You want to do something. You want to find solutions. That's why the first thing you do when your wife speaks to you is you look for the solution, which she loves you for. But sometimes you got to rein it in, right? So you're jealous because you realize that there's not a solution. You feel this stress because you can't solve anything. You can't fix anything. Cabinet falls down in the kitchen. You look at it like, okay, it's ripped off the stud. Let me fill that in. Let me buy this. Let me put it up. Let me put up a couple things. Let's remove some pieces so it's not as heavy, right? You found a solution. IKEA shipment comes in. Your wife's like, hey, can you put this together? Hell yeah, babe, I got it. Here's an instruction that's very difficult to read and weird, and happy face people who you know you're not happy face because it's going to take you 3 hours to build that shelf. You have the tools, you have everything you need. Here's the instructions, you build it, you're done. You have a solution, you found the end goal. But when it comes to emotions, when it comes to jealousy, the reason you men, us men, we men, struggle so much is because there's not an end goal. When you get jealous, you start to feel angry, you can feel sad, you feel another emotion, right? The jealousy leads to something else. Anger, upsetness, sadness, disdain, anxiety, depression, feelings of anxiety, feelings of depression. While I'm not a mental health licensed clinician, I can't give you licensed clinical advice. But man to man, I hope I can give you bro advice by saying, stop looking for a solution. There's no solution to jealousy. There's no solution to your emotions. Your emotions are there to feel and sit in them so you can come up with a solution that does not involve the emotion that created it. You cannot solve anger with anger. You can't solve hate with hate. You can't solve pain with more pain. You can't solve jealousy with jealousy, because you just keep yourself in a cycle that's going to continue and continue and continue and build that habit inside of you, where when you feel jealousy, you're like, I feel like I can find a solution in this, so I'm going to sit in this and find the solution in this anger. And you stay there and you continue to be angry, and you sit in the anger, and then you stew, and then you create more anger. Find more things to be angry about. So one of the things you need to do is just stop. I don't mean stop being jealous. I don't mean stop being angry. You've been told that too many times to just stop. Stop that. Bad boy. Stop. What I'm telling you to do is stop and pause and take a minute to sit in that. When you stop and submit in it, you can start to think about what's going on. Why do I feel this way? You submit to the process of questioning. Why do I feel this way? What brought this up? Where is this going to take me? At my most jealous stages, it was also my most angry stages. And it took me at least a year to figure out to stop, to sit in that process. Where is this jealousy going to take me? What do I get out of this? Short answer, so you don't have to spend a year, is nowhere. Jealousy is not going to get you anywhere. But once you stopped, you submitted to the fact that you are jealous and you need to figure out why you're jealous. Stop, take a look around, submit to the feeling, accept that you are a man, you are, as opposed to what the mainstream media tells you, you as a man are a human being, and you will feel things. And once you submit to the feeling, you can say, okay, what do I need to learn here? And as you're learning, you're going to struggle. It's going to fight everything you need to know. Be a man and do this, drink some beer and legally drink beer at the age of 21 up, because I'm not going to legally promote anything that we're all doing anyways. Society tells you that you can't do all these things, and they worry about you because you don't fit the mold. I'm here to tell you, man to man, you are human. You're going to worry, you're going to stress, you're going to feel jealous. And the solution isn't to be stoic and put it away. Your job is to take the emotion and ask, what am I supposed to get from this? And it's going to be a struggle, because when you sit there and pray to God, what am I supposed to see here? I'm struggling so hard and I have no idea how to get out of this. Like, why would I feel this emotion if it's just causing me pain and pain and pain? But maybe the pain that you feel is not because of the emotion, but it's because of your unwillingness to fight with it. Fight with it, not fight it. Because the more you stuff it down, it's like a boiling pot. It's going to come out eventually. But when you fight with it, you can boil that pasta, you can make that chicken, you can make those gains, because you decided you're going to finally eat the chicken and rice that helps you, it keeps it simple and gets you the body you want. Because you submitted to it, and you struggle with this idea for a little bit. But once you release that struggle, you can then pause, breathe, and create an action plan to strike. Because you're no longer creating an action plan based on the jealousy. Because if you made action based on your primal emotions of jealousy, anger, sadness, whatever it is, you would act out of jealousy, anger, sadness, feelings of anxiety, feelings of depression. And where do you think that's going to get you? Nothing great was ever created out of those feelings. It may have started there. I use this a lot because I'm a huge Apple fan. I'm a fanboy, sheeple, whatever you want to call me. I love the iPhone. The iPhone probably came from the fact that Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak were looking at Mac or Windows and like, why are they so popular? Our stuff's so much better. Like, our stuff looks better. Huh. When we stop wondering about why we're not where we want to be, and we submit to the process of questioning what's going on, and we struggle with it for a little bit while we figure out what's going on in our heads, then we can strike and take an opportunity to do something with this. So when you feel anger, you feel jealousy, you feel sadness, stop and acknowledge the fact that you feel that way. You're going to struggle, or you're going to submit to the fact that you feel because you're human. You're going to struggle because it's not easy. Your life is not meant to be easy. It wasn't meant to be a struggle. But through struggle, you start to realize things you need to learn. Just like when you went to school. If you're watching YouTube, you're probably in school somehow. Our 10, 11-year-old God kids are like watching YouTube better than I know all these features. And I'm like, you had to stop and submit and struggle with YouTube in order to know how to use it, right? But you're in school. Whenever you went to the education system, you had to stop having fun, honestly. You had to read a book. You had to submit that maybe I have to take this test in order to pass, in order to get to high school and legally get out of the school system, whether or not you went to college. You struggle with it because math can be hard. Then you struggle with, like, I'm never going to use this. I remember back in my day dating myself, teachers were like, you're never going to carry a calculator all day. I carry a freaking 4K camera, a scientific calculator that used to be like this big, like that thick, that big. Hundreds of thousands of photos and songs, all in this little thing that I'm recording this on right now, that connects to this weird metal tin up in the sky. You have to struggle with the fact that you're going to have to learn things. But once you learn them, you can strike and pass a test in order to get out of the system. That's the same thing you need to do. Whatever emotions you're feeling, struggle with. You're in it for a reason. For me, in that jealousy, it was to bring my wife and I closer together. And at the time, I did not see that because I was so caught up in the jealousy and wanting to be right about it. I wanted to find an emotion to solve it. But emotions aren't there to be solved. Your emotions are there for you to feel and work your way through a situation. If you're angry, there's something that needs to be changed because there's something that disrupted how you see things. Whether it's you, whether it's the other person, I'm not telling you what's right or wrong, I'm just telling you that's what it is. When you feel sadness, something didn't go your way. When you feel jealous, something didn't go your way. What needs to change? What do you need to do? How can you grow from the situation? It's never been about solving jealousy, solving anger, solving sadness for the sake of solving jealousy, solving anger, solving sadness. The purpose has always been, if I'm jealous, what am I jealous of? What is life trying to tell me right now? Where is God leading me? If you're angry, what is God telling me? Where is life leading me? When you're sad, whenever you're XYZ emotion, what is the situation? What is God? What is the universe? What is the world trying to tell me? You're so caught up and stuck in ignoring these feelings that you don't know how to work with them rather than trying to sedate them. I'm sad, let's go to the bar. I'm angry, let's go to the bar. She cheated on me and I'm jealous, let's go to the bar. Sedate, 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 sedate. What if you stop sedating? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with hanging out with your friends, going to the bar, go have a drink, go have fun. I love my Guinness, I love my scotch, I love my cigars. But when you start doing it for the sake of, I want to avoid emotions, I want to avoid jealousy, I'm going to get angry to avoid jealousy, I'm going to get sad to avoid jealousy, you miss out on life and all the lessons life is teaching you. Because in that moment when I had that jealous year with my wife, and I was angry, and I would scream, and I would get mad, it's because I was avoiding the work I needed to do to take care of myself, to help take care of her. Because man to man, you will never solve jealousy. And I'm not telling you to get over it, go on with life, but you can move forward. What is the situation trying to tell you? What is it you need to learn from this moment? What is it that you are so focused on sedating away and avoiding that you're starting to see it leak out into everything else in your world? You're starting to see everything fall apart because you can't take care of this one thing and sit in it and try to struggle with it so you can move on and strike from it. That is your Monday mentoring for today. That's your Monday question for the day. If you're struggling, if you're worried, you're stressed, there's something you're jealous of, there's angry about, sadness about, put it in the comments. Let me help you. Let's have a chat there. If you're ready to move forward, go to the link in the description and let's go talk about what it means to be coached by someone with 11 plus years in mental health industry who's not looking for anything other than helping you get out of the pit that you're in. Because there's a peak on the other side. You just can't see it yet because you're so deep in your pit, struggling and sedating and numbing yourself that you just don't see how it can get better. But what if better comes from what you're struggling with right now? The peak of prosperity comes from the pit that you are in right now. Your problems are actually the gateway to your solutions. And all this comes from peace, love, and light. From your friend, your mentor, Laurence. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. From wherever you are watching this, whenever you're watching this, signing off until next time.